Good morning, good morning, everyone. Motivation Wednesday. How y'all feeling out there? God woke us up good, proud, on the treadmill, checking in with the family, KP. Yeah, guys, so y'all definitely go check out the shows. Y'all go check out, I got the Hood Store Run out right now. Y'all go check that out. Definitely go check that out. We got the Hood Store Run. So we got, of course, what happens at work. Y'all definitely go check that out. All right, guys. Y'all support the brother, man. So how y'all feeling out there? Those coming from work, going to work, in work. You know what I mean? So just remember, motivation. God is good all the time. Thank God, for this lovely day. So we're on a treadmill. You guys know how we do. Let's see where the family at. It's a little chilly outside, this is that Florida water. It's a little chilly outside, man, but most of the time it's sunny, but it's good. It changes sometimes, it's great for the mind and soul. So, by the way, like I always say, we almost close to 2,000 subscribers. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. Y'all go check out the skits of plays and tell me what you think. How you feel about it. Time for everybody again. Everybody that's out the U.S., thank you for the support. I mean, it's a lot of you guys out there. Keep the motivation going, and I think each one of you guys, I couldn't do it without you guys, So just motivation, constantly. And also, guys, support me on Mondays, 7 p.m. Y'all check out the live, 7 p.m. Mondays. Definitely. And Fridays, 12 a.m. at night. Y'all check it out. I'm here live as well, too. And of course, today, every Wednesday is Motivation Wednesday. We're on the treadmill, doing lives, So how y'all feeling? Check in. Felt great today. Was it a chill? Like, oh man, should I come? But gotta get going. So y'all definitely check out the motivation that I always post every morning. Get you going, get you energetic, Gotta thank God for everything you do. It's definitely. So if you tune into the channel, you probably know what my channel is mostly about. If you're new, it's about urban, motivation, things that happen in real life, just comedy, So y'all just check it out and subscribe. It's your boy KP, hood memory, of course. So we're here, and to all my fans, I appreciate all the hard work and the support, guys. So we gonna live. Let me crank it up. Crank it up a little bit. Crank it up. Where everybody at? So I remember when I was a kid. When you're a kid, you have big dreams. You're like, most of the time when you're in school, they ask you, hey, what you want to be? When kids say, I want to be a firefighter. Some people say, I want to be a police officer. Some people say, I want to be a football player. You got that one special kid who say, I want to be a rapper. I was one of those kids. I was one of those kids. But at the same time, I did want to be a football player too. But when you start little, first thing you think first, like police. Most kids want to be a doctor, police officer, firefighter. Those categories. But you do have those kids too that be like, you know what, a rapper. But that's what they look up to. That's what it was. Growing up. That was back in the 80s, 90s. I'm just going back, guys. Back in the 80s, 90s. See, if you're an 80s and 90s baby, you know what I'm talking about. Back then it was like, that's what you had up, man. Back then, you had all the good things, man. You had Voice of Man, You had Kumo D. You had New Edition. You had SWV. I mean, guys, y'all check in if y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? You had SWV. You had Escape. Man, it was a lot, man. Back then it was like, those type of songs you would hear. And it's just like, that made your day. Especially growing up when you was a kid. Thinking back to memory lane, man. Especially when you was a kid, like when you were Shy, you had Shy, you had Guy, you had Silk, you had Mint. Man, it was a lot, man. Growing up, man, those were good old days. 80s, 90s. Can't I bring those days back for nothing, guys, Yeah, man. Even on the hip hop scene, you had I don't know if you guys know this group. It was called A Tribe Called Quest. Yeah, A Tribe Called Quest. You had, it was a time. Daz Effects. Those boys are from New York. Yeah, Daz Effects. Tribe Called Quest. Great day. Great day, Edwin. Tony, what's up? Hey, bud. Yeah, I'm going back in the days, man. I'm talking about hip hop and slow jams that they had back in the days. You remember those days, man? I'm talking about 80s, 90s. The songs that's not here right now that was back then was happening. Even hip hop to rap. You know what I mean? You had L Cool J, of course. You had EPMD, Cool Mo D. And that's going to R&B tip. You had New Edition. You had Mint. You had Guy. You had Shy. You had So For Real. You also had Tavin Campbell. I'm Ready. Yeah, man, those days were the great days, man. Right now, music is okay, but it ain't like how it used to be. You know what I mean? Those are the great. How you doing? Motivation Wednesday. Yeah, man, we're just going back to memory lane. Hopefully everybody having a great morning. Always put God first. So back then, I remember growing up on those, man. It was nothing like, we had a good old music vibe. But see, I'm from Miami, Florida, so I grew up on believe it or not, guys, when I was a kid, I grew up on this 2 Live Crew, which is bad. I know. I grew up on 2 Live Crew, JT Money. Man, JT Money, my guy, man. I grew up with 2 Live Crew, JT Money, H-Town. That was from Luke Records, H-Town. And it was a lot, man. I grew up, yeah, man. God sent me at the right time. yeah, man. Those days, you had music. That was good music, man. Back then, man. I grew up on those, man. It was like I remember Tony Tone. It never rains in Southern California. Yeah, Tony Tone. Oh, don't forget the boys. The boys. Aisha. Yeah, the boys. Aisha. Another bad creation from BBD. BBD Vote. Yeah, BBD Vote. Another bad creation. Man, I could keep going. You had New Edition. Oh, remember En Vogue, the 5 ladies? That was En Vogue back in the 80s, 90s. Of course, you had MC Hammer. MC Hammer. They were rocking in the 80s. MC Hammer was rocking. And who else was back in the 80s? Hip hop, man. I'm talking about, man, it was so many. And then you had Tupac, of course. You had Tupac, EPMD. I said Daz Effects already. You have Gangstar. NASA Pill. Yeah, Gangstar. You had, of course, Beverly Bow. The list keep going. Y'all help me out. Y'all let me know, man, what I'm missing, That was growing up, man. You don't have those days no more. You know what I mean? You had, what you got? Babyface. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Babyface. Now let's go back to the hip hop. Of course, you had your boy Pop. You had, a lot of Wu-Tang. I listened to Wu-Tang too. Biggie, of course. Growing up. Tribe Called Quest. Biggie. You had Black Star, Gangstar. And then it was a lot, man, so those are the days. Right now, music is not the same no more, you know what I mean? You got these young cats, man, talking about violence. And, man, back then, when you heard music, you felt great. Especially you had a little crush at school. You had that slow jam in your head. Oh, man, it was a wrap. You from India? We know many things about hip-hop and pop music. Yeah, of course, man, you know, we into that. One time for India, y'all. Two time for India. I love you guys from India. You guys always support my channel. Thank you so much. Seriously, I mean, from the bottom of my heart, because India is like, I'm like, wow, India, you know? Yeah, a lot of hip-hop and pop is great, you know? Yeah, hip-hop, I mean, growing up, hip-hop is like, hip-hop grew early 80s, no, early 80s going to the 90s, and it just started developing, you know? Pop is great, too. You had Michael Jackson back in the days. Of course, Michael Jackson, what was happening. Yeah, it was a lot. You had Madonna in those era, Paula Abdul, but you heard those things, you know? Prince, can't forget Prince. Definitely can't forget Prince, you know? You know what I mean? So it was versatile. It's a lot of more people. It's just so much right now. I can't even like, remember them, but it's a lot of great people who open the doors for everyone. You know what I mean? So, you know. Yeah, so, you know, it was pretty great. But you still have a lot of great music. I mean, a lot of new people, because don't forget, those people built the foundations for the new generation now. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, people born between 70 and 80s, already blessed. They had a really good, yeah, man, had a good childhood, because you had timeless music. You had timeless music. Man, like, music you couldn't get away from, man. Like, you know, to this day, man, I still think this music in my mind, you know. Like, when you hear this music, it brings you back how you grew up and stuff like that. But nowadays, you know, these music, I mean, you got some music that's okay in the future. You know, the music's okay right now. I mean, they're all right. You know, it's totally different. Even on the hip-hop, pop, it's a totally different generation of era, different music. You know what I mean? When you grow up, you hear a little soul, a little classic. You be like, wow, man, that's how I grew up. You know, I grew up on those, like when I'm walking to school. When I was walking to school, I had my headphones on. You know, with your backpack, with your #2 pencil. You walking and going to school, you hear you with your headphones, with your CD player or your cassette player. Man, you feel like you was the man. You know, I'm daydreaming. I'm walking to school. I'm daydreaming, like, you know, I decided to be, you know what I mean, things like that. What's good, cuz? And y'all go subscribe to ZB Gaming. Subscribe, ZB Gaming. Now, I haven't been in contact with my childhood. No, actually, there's a couple of them I met, but one of them I can't get in contact with, and he was one of my closest friends, George. He was my neighbor. Me and George were like this. Yeah, man. Yeah, he was a Caucasian. He was the only white kid on the block. You know, no disrespect, but he was Caucasian. Close friend of mine. Only white kid in the hood. Played football with everything. Yeah, but you know. So he moved on, whatever, you know. But I had moved out, came back, seen him one time, and I guess he left. But other than that, I've been in contact with other people from the hood, yeah. You know, but you know, life goes on, guys. Some passed away. You know, God forbid, some in jail. You know what I mean? Like, that's life, man. You know, not everybody gonna be around when you come, you know. I am sure George is seeing this. Yeah, all right. Hey, check it out. Y'all go subscribe to ZB Gaming. Z, capital Z, B, Gaming 305. You know what I'm saying? If you're into games and stuff like that. Yeah, like I was saying, so, you know, growing up, that's how it was, man. You know, you're living life growing up as a kid. You know, you and your friend have a little fight. Next thing you know, you run to your house, he run to his house. Next thing you guys come back out, you friends again, you know what I mean? We go play street football, the block come out. Man, good old days, you have music. Man, I do whatever it takes to bring those days back. Just for at least a day, man, you know? But you can't get those good days back. Those are precious times. All you have is memories, you know? Two time for India, two time for the Philippines, two time for Japan. It's a lot of you guys been supporting me. Mexico, Hawaii, Brazil, Germany. How you doing, Germany? You guys been supporting, you know. Yep, so, you know, There were the days, the 80s, 90s, man. You can't get those days back. You know. I remember one song that always stuck to my mind when I was growing up. Hold on. Man, you see about something, you and friends did something crazy in school. What? Man said about something me and my friends did crazy in school. Oh yeah? What we did crazy in school one time? Okay, you wanna hear the story what we did crazy in school? Okay. All right, check it out. Okay, I had a friend named Valentine. We were bad. This was like pre-K? No, pre-K. Kindergarten. First or second? First, second grade? Thena Crowder. First or second, then I go to third. Well, I went to Edison, before. Okay, like first, second grade. I had a friend named Valentine. We were bad. I'm talking, we were so bad, we always go to the principal's office and get paddles. It was so bad. You know, I mean, some of you guys probably don't know what paddle means. Well, I mean, growing up, you had paddles back in the 80s, 90s. So, which means I would go to the principal office like this. You see how I'm doing my hand right now? And get wham in the butt. Bam, bam. And it'll be like, oh. But you know, me and Valentine would take it like America was so bad. You know, how you doing? Paddles. Yeah, you remember? Yeah. You get paddles, man, a big one. Man, you know what I mean? So, man, yeah, I'm gonna tell you that crazy story. So, one day, me and Valentine, you know, you had Halloween walk-arounds. You know, when you walk with the middle kids, I mean, the elementary kids, the teachers walking with you on each block to go trick-or-treating and afternoon school time, you know? Okay, so boom. Me and Valentine left the crowd. We left the crowd, guys. We left the crowd. Me and Valentine left the crowd, man. We're kids, we don't know. So we see some toys in the yard. So boom, we go in the yard, we take the toys. We don't know who's sitting there playing. Man, the neighbor came out with some toys, handcuffed me and Valentine. And you know, the teachers came and got us. And guess what? Right back to the principal's office to get more paddles. Oh man, it was crazy. So that's a little story I kind of remember, man. You know, growing up, you know, we all, man, everybody went through that. You know, no one's perfect, you know, but growing up, it was kind of thrill, you know. I don't regret it, you know, but I for sure enjoy it. You know, look, how you doing, Malik? U94. What's going on? Yeah, man. So you know, young daddy looks like yeah, that young daddy. Nah, man. Nah. So you know, so tragic. Hey, memory's great, you know. I saw I'll tell you another episode. I remember. Oh yeah, this is very funny, guys. This is my first time learning how to swim. So, you know, it was all the kids. So, you know, you know, when you filed, your parents had to sign a form. Field trip. There you go, guys. A field trip. So your parents had to sign the form for the field trip. So they signed the form for the field trip. So I went on a field trip with my friends, and we were going on a field trip to learn how to swim. So it was the lake. I remember it was the lake when I was a kid. So to make a long story short, so everybody took a chance, but you had to pass a test. So I kind of cheated, guys. I cheated to pass the swimming. But you know, from the beginning, there's a wall. Then it started from there. You have to swim. So what I did, I used the wall, my feet, to push me. And the wall pushed me. So it's like I passed the test, y'all. So it's like I passed the test. So it seemed like I passed the test. So hey, I qualified to go with the big league. Yeah, this is what I messed up at, guys. This is what I messed up at. So I qualified to go with the big league. So which means all the people that qualify have to go on the big bus to the big league. But don't remember, I cheated. I was like, what? Same thing, same error, same thing I was just telling you about. So by me doing that, which I cheated, so I went to Biggie not expecting what's gonna happen. So mess around, everyone, they throw everyone in the water. Everyone, try to do their swim on. They survive, they pass. So it come my turn now. They throw me in the water. What y'all think happened? Nah, it ain't turned out good. Like. So the coach threw a stick in. I had to hold it and then bring me up. Water coming out. Yeah, it was crazy, man. But but don't get it. I got it right. I know how to little swim. I swim a little bit now. You know what I'm saying? So that's good little memory lane. All right, guys. I ain't gonna stay too long. Gotta go. Y'all check in and see where y'all calling from or watching from. Y'all subscribe to Brown Luck 696, Flunty, Curly Fitness 1980. Y'all check them out. Motivation Wednesdays. Also, y'all check me on the live every Monday, 7 p.m. Monday, 7 p.m. Friday nights, 12 a.m. at night. We out. Thank you for everyone that checked in on me, man. Reach one, teach one. Hello. Motivation Wednesday. Can't look back. Gotta look forward. Thanks, man. No problem. Anytime. Man, just a little memory lane, man. Sometimes, it's blessed, think about our past, experiment and share. That's great. Hope they want to have a blessed day. I mean, somebody's morning, Stay blessed, Motivation. See you soon again. All right, Eddie. Later. All right, y'all. See you next time. Y'all know, next Wednesday, same place, same time. Positive Wednesdays. Motivation Wednesday, Positive Wednesdays, whatever you call it, guys. See ya. Peace. Wait, hold on. I see more people coming on. Yeah, so, Yeah. Great. Gotta go. So let me know how was your upbringing? How you guys grew up? How was your upbringing? Who did you rock with when you guys were little? What music did you listen to? Who was your artist? All right, guys. 30 seconds, I'll be out. I'll see y'all next week again. Gotta check these other things out. See y'all. Peace.